Hello and welcome to this first look at the new Immortal Codex Boss, the Phantasmal Nightmare. He seems to be a mix of the Lord of Styx boss and the Conqueror boss, who is otherwise known as Cyrus, where you get waves of enemies coming in. I have not, other than a brief clip that I've seen yesterday from Sebastian, I've not looked at this boss at all. It's completely fresh look. So I'm going to be having a look and have a play and see how far I can push. From what I've heard, it is a very challenging boss, and we'll have a look and see what's going on. Okay, so here it is. Here he pops up and the new Phantasmal Nightmare. We've got 10 days, 9 hours to look at it. It's a slightly mythic coloured coloration to it at the moment. And so there we have the Conqueror with a golden shield and a golden helmet, and then the Lord of Styx with some more gold adornments as opposed to his normal things. What do we have? Okay, so we have, upon entering the battlefield, the Conqueror summons waves of undead creatures. The Ripper responds to the Conqueror's call, gaining infinite revival ability while the Conqueror stays alive. Each revival increases the Ripper's max HP. Conqueror continuously enhances the undead's attributes. The Conqueror remains impervious to any attacks but shares HP with some creatures. Okay, upon entering the battlefield, allied heroes gain attack speed and damage increase for 6 minutes. Okay, and periodically the Lord of Styx activates Soulkeeper Shield. This doesn't sound like they've updated the wording on this at all. So boss rush, Styx, allied heroes cover 2% of their max health every time they do damage. Skills are Lucid Dream. This Conqueror enters a boss rush directly upon joining the battle. After being defeated, the Conqueror will summon the Lord of Styx. So there we go. So this is the switching mechanic. When the Conqueror enters the battlefield, he will summon a Nethergate. These are the portals which he uses to summon his ghostly minions. Conqueror's Majesty. Basked in the Conqueror's Majesty, every subordinate gains a boost for every 20 seconds on the battlefield, increasing their attack and their size. Okay, so that's why the demons scale up in size. The Conqueror is immune to direct damage, but shares his life with all of his subordinates. When a subordinate perishes, the damage is dealt to the Conqueror. When the Ripper perishes, the massive damage is dealt to the Conqueror. Okay, fine. So Lord of Styx enters a boss rush immediately on joining the battle. The number of hits is required to shatter the Soulkeeper Shield, which will increase slowly. The higher the number of the required number of hits, the greater damage dealt to the heroes after the shield is shattered, and after the battle shield here, and all enemies will take continuous damage while alive. Yep. So Soulkeeper Shield, pretty much standard, dealing massive damage to all enemies on the battlefield. If it's alive, heroes gain additional damage and increase rage equal to 50% of their rage cap when it pops. Lord of Styx wields the Scythe, which does a single attack on all enemies on the battlefield. Okay, that's every 16 seconds. And the Lord of Styx summons a horde of evil spirits to assault the battlefield, dealing damage to multiple enemies, multiple times to all enemies. So that's kind of his swishingness that does anything. Guides really aren't going to help us that much. Okay, so we are allowed 7 heroes with 2 leaders. Okay, immediately after defeating the first boss, you'll immediately change the second boss. So the only piece of advice I've heard, because I've not looked at any of the leaderboards, is that Ingrid is a good start. Obviously, Silas is going to be really strong because he's single target and therefore pretty strong in that respect. And where are we going to go with now? Next, we're going to have a... well, in this content, Helga's always going to be useful for popping shields. And who else? Probably Ardea, if I can find her in my team list. Go. Right, so what else is going to be good? I think probably Volca would be good because obviously you've got that bit of self-healing for when the boss is doing its thing. So Volca is Nightmare. Do you know what? I'm going to ditch him and I'm going to ditch him and I'm going to go Infernal. And we're going to have Solkadens and we're going to have why? There we go. Have Solkadens in, have him in, and then we're going to see about getting see if we can get someone else in. Who was I thinking? Oh, Praetus. Just because his ability to lay multiple hits out all in one go with the true damage might help pop those shields. So if we get him in a leader position, drop her in there, when we've got a little bit of chaos going on. We've got two big AoE damage dealers who can help take out people. We've got people to lay down some AoE damage. We've got some speed. Now it's just on to gearing everybody. So let's see how this goes. So I'm going to go for his standard gear kit. Currently on Praetus, but that's fine. I can find another set of gear to go on Praetus. There she is. Right. So going for a Wicked Vengeance set on her. And then probably Soulbound is not a bad shout. So I think I'm going to put on the rest of Wukong's set. So I'm just going to jump across to quick change and plan. All right, so if we equip that, where does that leave us? That leaves 97%, 260, 270% crit damage, some rage regen. She is in her exclusive artifact at plus 16. So we're going to have her doing that. She has her standard kit. I just need to put her this back cataclysm piece back on. Probably that one, and then need to sort Ingrid out because I've taken a piece off her. Okay, and there we are. So this is back on. So reason I'm going for the Cataclysm set rather than Soulbound here is the fact that this I have access to the a pretty nice piece of Watch's exclusive gear. So it's going to increase the damage by 8%. So that 8% on top of the max 45% when she's firing as quickly as she is, which is about every 1.5 seconds. So she's definitely going to keep maximum stacks onto the enemies. So she's going to be always above that threshold of 45%, which you would get if she was normally running the Cataclysm set. So at most she's going to be doing 53%, which is above the Soulbound Arcana standard stacks. So that's absolutely really, really good. It's really what we want to be doing on her. And yeah, decent speed. Obviously, she's running Tear of Twilight. Pretty straightforward stuff. And what is he going to need? He's going to need a set. Right. You can have Arrogance's gear if I could remember where I've put it. I think for now, this is crit damage, attack speed, crit damage. So that's possibly a bit heavy on crit damage for Praetus. But we'll give it a go for now. And we'll see how we do. So this is my first run with this. Now Ardea. Now Ardea's auto ult. So she probably wants to be wrong thing. So she probably wants to be in something which is going to be hitting quite quickly. In fact, you can have this set. She's not fully skilled, but she is going to be running a max Scarlet Hunt. She's got a decent amount of health on her. We'll see if the Volca heals help keep her alive. She's got a decent amount of crit damage on her, so that's over 300. So that's like 27,000 attack, 1.6 interval, 100%, basically 100% crit rate, 320% crit damage, 40% rage regen. So basic attack is 14, and that's her base is 13. So it's working really nicely there. Yeah, well, let's see how we get on. He's in the gear set I have for him on a standard basis, which is relatively low crit rate, but he builds a lot of crit rate through his skills, so I'm not too worried about that. He does have a max, so he's running at just under 20k attack, 2-second interval, which is a little bit slower than I would like, but he's quite difficult to build because he has such a slow base attack. And I've got Pantheon bonus on top, so that's an extra 40, so that's 440 speed, so it's probably a bit down from that, but only about 1.8, but still, it's not terrible. 300% crit damage, 20% rage regen. Well, let's give this a go. And this is probably where I find out that I actually need a real healer rather than trying to Mickey Mouse it without one. But we'll see how we get on. Okay, so here's the Conqueror. So start with her going that way and then her going that way. Who's going to need the most support? Him out that way. Yeah, well, that was a bust. Okay, so this is Not going well so far. Oh, interesting. So you can't deploy all of the heroes that you're given anyway. Um, so if I withdraw you for now, okay, so she's running major attack speed with these into this boss rush phase. Yeah, this is not doing particularly well. Yeah, I think I've set up too far away from the wall, and this is what's harming me here. Okay, so this is all about learning, really. I definitely need to have Volker on the fit because she's keeping people alive. Our deer isn't attacking as fast as I would expect her to. But this is the side that's definitely struggling the most. Yeah. Okay. This is going to fall in a second. And this is even before I've got through phase one. This is not going well. Yeah. Okay. Rank C. Okay. Not great. Okay. So let's try that again. I think the team is okay. I just need to think about positioning a bit more. So let's try this again with the same lineup. And now I know I can't deploy all the heroes on start. So that's good knowledge. Um, cool. But let's set up lower down this time and we'll see how we get on. So first things first, she needs to be covering the wall. We need Ingrid covering the wall. We're going to set up with Volker in the middle because that was working well. If we set up with Helga covering, I don't think we need to bring Helga out now, but we do need to bring out him, him, and I think that will provide us a lot of damage on this wall, which doesn't have that block unit. There we go. This is going better. Get Praetus going. She get that AoE going. This is much nicer. just getting those big hits out as much as we can. Okay, so this is much better. Still not overly wowed with it at the moment. We'll see how we're going. Let's see if we can at least get into the second phase this time round. Just keep processes going whenever we can, and these big bursts coming out. This will be a better hit for them. What I don't understand is why I need to check her gear, because she's not attacking anywhere near as much as I would expect her to. Okay, so we're doing okay there. Got further than we did last time, which is an improvement. Get Volker doing her AoE, breaking these guys down so that she and Ingrid could hold this other side by ourselves. I'm just amazed how much damage this side is needing. Okay, get another big blast coming from those two. Okay, so we're getting through. Phase A is going down. There we go. Right, so we've now reset and we've got Ingrid there, change her up. We've got him on doing big hits. We've got him back here. Got don't necessarily need him, but we'll get her doing her thing, her doing her thing. Slightly worried. I don't know where to put Volker. There we go. Just to keep people alive. Just because we need those heals. Right, here's the Soulkeeper shield coming up. So in there, and that. Smash straight through that, do the big hits. Soulkeeper shield is ready, so it's going to be on Volker to do her thing, and okay, there we are. This is going better. This is going better. But it is a case of you get to use Cetrum without having an Eloin on the field. You get to use Cetram every other turn, which isn't great. So I think if I need to look at how I can adjust this so it works with that in. my risk here is that I overcook it, and so we're about to lose our big attack, speed, and damage buffs. So there we go. We might lose. Yeah. This could be a challenge without. Okay, no, that's gone through. I'm sure you might be able to do a Ingrid Kigiri Wukong combination. Okay, so what's this? 330. So this is a really big shielding we're into now. Just get a few extra hits from that. That's going to go down nicely. Yeah, I am using Setram's artifacts. It's probably not the best one for this, and it is at I think 16. I'll check after this this runs is complete. That was a mistake. This is not going to go down now. Yeah, that's the end of this run for an S. Okay. Good learning. Good learning. Hey, Marine. Thanks for joining. So, okay. Let's have a look. Who did what? So, star of the show, Ingrid. Ardea is doing an awful lot of work. Frankly, he's a waste of space. And, well, Helga is there to do one job. And she does it well, but she does. Disappointing from Praetus, I think, is where I'm at. So I'm gonna look at mixing this up for a watcher comp, and we'll see what comes out of this. Okay, so in answer to the question from Sebastian, the artifact is Setram. It's plus 16, so it's the 6 seconds with the additional downtime on the self repair. Probably should switch that out. My Blight Caller is at 19. So, do you know what? Let's go with this. I know it looks like a big drop in BP, but BP isn't what's on the cards here. So you were rubbish. You were a waste of time. We're going to go for an Ingrid comp. We're going to find some gear for Wukong, and we're going to probably drop you as well because you were also terrible. Okay, so watches. We want Wukong, and we'll yeah, drop you. That's it. I still want to fit Elo. Somehow I want to try and fit Eloin into this team somewhere. And therein lies the challenge. Okay. Right. You're going to take these 2 bits of gear. That gets you up to 97% crit rate. Not massively big on that, but you have such big damage potential. Let's leave it at that. Artifact is plus 16. That's 24% single target damage increase, and the rage regen on clone summoning. So he's going to be cycling his ultimate a lot. Kigiri, man, I just want this guy to shine. I didn't get very lucky with him, and I didn't have any soul stones available. So he's a naught. I imagine if you're running him A3, A5, you're going to be actually, if you're running him A3, life is going to be a lot easier. Just because of his damage potential increase at A3, where he starts doing these massive swallow counters, where he's doing an extra 25% damage 2 times whenever he's doing his strikes. And that just gives him such big damage potential. Yeah, so this is going to be where he really shines. Okay, so what else? So unit gear. Right, so Kigiri. How about this? A bit low on crit damage, very good on attack. So if we take that as a base piece and swap 1 piece out for crit damage, then we will probably be somewhere on the realms of where we want to be. Not too bad so far. Got an S, and I haven't even looked at the leaderboards yet. I'm just going to have a go with a watch comp. I'm then going to have a look at the leaderboard and see what teams are doing better. This is just an experiment so far to see what's working, what's not. And I've learned a lot so far, which is you need to set up close to the wall and use that as the buffer. The next one is rage regen is going to be key. So the question is whether Eloin is more important than Helga. I think the answer is probably not, but it's going to be a question of how you get that additional rage regen into the team at some point. And I'm just trying out various heroes as well. So Artie is doing well, Ingrid's doing well. Praetor's not so much, although I didn't deploy him in the single target phase, and he probably would have done better there. And it was not worth bringing Solkadens even for the extra boss damage, just because he was useless. And you can keep the entire team alive using a Volker. So, all good knowledge. Let's give this a go. So I think we're going to go with our Wukong this side, Kigiri this side, and with Volker, and we'll go from there. So Wukong, sorry, Kigiri there, Ingrid here, and doesn't really matter because these two are not really going to do anything, but we can just put Setram kind of doing some stuff. All right, Kigiri is fired off his big hit, so that's going to mean that he's going to be okay. Well, Wukong has got it covered. There's at that side is an absolutely mess of chaos on his side. Volker and Kigiri seem to be holding it together. Okay, so the Volker Kagiri side is struggling, but as I said, mine is a 0. So if you've got a 3, yeah, you're going to be doing a lot better. The Wukong side is Wukong Ardea side is doing so well. Um, Now I'm not going to say I've got the best gear on Kigiri, but he's not dealing with the enemies in the same way that that Wukong is and Ardea are. So we'll see what happens now that we've got these sand demons on the field. Okay, they're all dealt with nicely. That sweep of his is so nice. It just, yeah. He potentially be doing better in the middle, but it doesn't matter too much because his range is so big that it doesn't matter. Whereas Volker, because her AoE range, okay, well that's just her AoE range, isn't that? But she does hit targets around her with her passive skills. You can see it as their health goes down. I don't know. This feels better. Would Callista be good on the Volk side? I don't think the pushback is there. Not at a 0. Maybe at higher awakenings. I think she's one of those units who has potential. I haven't really used her a lot, um, and our mine is not skilled either. So one for Sebastian to play with on the test server, maybe. I'm tempted to put it on auto, but I'm worried that Ingrid is going to let me down and going to try and go into single target mode, which is why I'm reluctant to do so. I will try it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Wukong has fallen. Okay, that was worth knowing. Okay, so get Ingrid down, get her to switch modes, get you down, get you down, get Helga down, get Volker down to try and at least keep the team alive. Yeah, and Wukong is still out for the count. Okay. Okay, well, as soon as he's back up, I'm going to withdraw Kagiri and put Wukong in. That was a mistake, but it's round 1, so it doesn't matter too much. Pull you out, pull you in, because that's 18 hits on a shield when the shield is up. Yeah, it's definitely a case of how to clear the Conqueror super fast, because it's this bit which is going to give all of the bonuses. Um, okay, coming up on Soulkeeper Shield, so there we go. Trigger that there, and that's a big chunk of the shield gone. There we go. Yeah, Wukong on this shield is an absolute gem. I'm reluctant to fire Setram too early, just because I want to try and save him up for some of the bigger shields, which I know are coming up next. And he just takes so long to come back up to a state of usefulness. And I have very little control over Ingrid's, so it's just a case of making sure that things are doing this. So here we go, that there. He's fast enough I don't need to worry about triggering until it's up. That is super easy. I'm just going to let Setram rip for a while. Ardea is keeping herself alive with Volker, but in the damage range, which is really, really good. Okay, so there we go with that. I've messed this up. Oh, this is going to be an amazing save if he does it. Oh, yes. I think Ingrid let off a volley at just the right moment and it saved me. But let's not do that again, guys. Okay, so there we go. We go there, 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 and there. So we've got 13 seconds before the next one comes up. My buff is now gone, so we're into the complete risk stage. I don't think I'm going to do as well actually on this one. No, going to be about 100 short. Those shields come down so fast. Yeah. A plus with that team. Okay. So that was interesting. Again, learned a lot. I definitely need more rage regen to try and make use of Setram. Again, Ingrid, star of the show, very closely followed by Ardea. Wukong, not too bad, but he was out of the fight for a good portion of it. Kagiri, again, not massively impressive. Again, mine is a naught, and I'm not sure I've got the best build on him. I just threw some gear on for now. And yeah, let's have a look at the current leaderboards. Okay, so where are we on the leaderboards? So the leaderboards currently are SS. So no chance he's one of the like top players on the server. And he's running A3 Ivar, A5 Silas. He's got a decently built Setram with a similar build to me, but he's got slightly more crit rate on. Using Magda and Ardea, Helga, and Dolores there. Okay. Oh, nice to see a Morrigan on the field. She'd probably be pretty good with dealing with the AoE damage coming in. I do have her and I do have Magda. I could try a baby version of this team because I have an A5 Setram. I do have an A3 an I. I'm not hugely sold on it. I think it's interesting. Most of them don't seem to have don't have much more than Dolores in the way of healing. This tells you people that would tell me that I'm being over cautious with the amount of healing that I'm putting out on the field. Um, Here's Lady Alex on the field. So this is Eris. Yeah, see what Eris is doing on his team. Wow, that's Eris is doing well. Eris is doing really well. So if you do have him, he seems to be doing really nicely. It'd be interesting to see if you can progress far enough whether they switch back again. Um, that seems to be one of the key things to learn from this. But yeah, Wukong and Ingrid seem to be doing really nicely. That's an A5 Wukong. So 24,000. Very fast. Very fast. 507 attack speed. That's a really nice piece of gear. And oh yeah, he's got attack speed on it. Absolutely everything. He's got attack speed wherever he can. It's A5. 25,000 attack. Decent amount of crit rate. No rage regen, which is slightly interesting. But yeah. And he's just using Ivar Setram, even with his artifacts. Whoa. Variant gear got a glow up. Um, yeah, so yeah, it seems to be doable with without additional rage regen units on the field. But yeah, this is tough. I think for now I am going to keep Ardea in. Um, but I am. Did I actually update his gear in the end? No, I didn't update his gear. I went pure attack. I could really do with getting some crit damage on him. That's probably why he wasn't doing quite so well. Although it is Conqueror, so you know. Um, mm, let's see if I can get some more speed on some Wukong. Maybe at the expense of and Soulbound Arcana. That's quite a lot of crit rate to give up. I'm not going to make 20% crit rate back on other pieces. I could go crit rate there and attack speed. If I do that and that, yeah, I just don't have the same level of gear as this guy. So, um, do you know what? I think he was in full attack pieces. That's double crit rate, double crit damage. That's not ideal. Mm. Don't like it. There's too much crit damage on him. That's technically 87. Right, so that is 24,408. Not amazing. Okay. She needs more crit, more attack speed too. So where was that other crit damage piece? There you go. Plus 18 speed on it automatically. And can we get some more crit rate? Sorry, attack speed in here anywhere. Not really. Oh, hello. Okay. Well, let's get this out on the field. That gives us more attack speed. That variant is more 300 base attack. So total now, so 27,000. Let's give this a go. I think it's going to be my last run for tonight. But I think I've learned a lot. This is definitely a very challenging stage. Should we go him here, him there? Volker covering all bases. Then we go Ardea, Wukong, and do I want to go Helga? I could go Helga because I don't think I'm getting an awful lot from Setran at this, and she's providing vulnerability. Yeah, I'm not sure how well this is going. This is tough to judge. I'm hoping. No, Wukong is going to go again. I can't understand why Wukong keeps dying. There he goes. Oh, and there goes Helga. That's not going to be good for the first couple of rounds. So, Volker, Ingrid, change mode. You there, you there. Wukong. Wukong on the outside because I want him to be able to place his clones. And then Helga down in the mid. And we'll see how this goes. I'm going to slow it down though. Not time that well. Right, next one I'm going for a Soul Keeper. Sorry, a Cetram Ultimate. The trouble is, if you don't use Cetram's Ultimate, then you don't have the opportunity to get back up. You don't get the damage in. Mm. 9 seconds. Okay. I think I've got that perfectly, but ooh. This next one's going to be Cetram and Helga taking it on. Okay. While I know the Pope was little, do you really want to get... Well, the thing is, Ingrid's leader skill is insane. Every time one of her faction team members hits and she does direct damage, her enemies get like a massive boost of damage, a 50% damage boost for 20 seconds. So people like Wukong who are hitting targets that she's hitting suddenly start doing insane amounts of damage. So yeah, that's why he's in the team and she's the leader because people think, oh, Ingrid, just stick her in places, but I really think she's great as an independent leader on her own. Oh, this isn't going to go out. Feels better than last time though. It's always the shield. Yeah. Still my highest score though. Okay, well, I've clearly got some work to do on my teams here. I don't think at a naught Kigiri is the answer to the problem. I think at High Awakenings he really could work really well, obviously because he's got his whole single target stuff going on. Um, but for me, he's just not cutting it. Um, I think Wukong has potential. I don't think I've got the right build on mine. Um, just because also he can do 18 hits really quickly. That's going to really help with taking on some of those shields. And I need to work out why my Setram just isn't cutting it. So that's for me to play with. Um, I think this boss is going to be a pain in the butt, but I'm pretty happy coming in getting an S on first kind of attempt without really looking at the boards. So there we are. Um, as you can see, uh, Ivor seems to be having some fun. Obviously, he's giving boosts to all marksmen when they're doing direct after they've been on the field for a time. And he can obviously kick out quite a lot of swords when he's doing shields for attacking the shields. And Bonded Silas does really nicely as well. And maybe Helga's triple attacks are something else which is being used as a way of dealing with it. So I might have a play with something like that. I don't have my Ivar is a naught, my Silas is a 4. My idea is just a 0, but she seems to be doing really well. Espresso shot, mate. I've still got to get a Semra team run done, and so before I get to sleep. So yeah, I think that's why another reason for calling it night. Um, yeah, but I think this is going to be an interesting one. Obviously, there is a big gap between me and the people in the top 100, the top 20 here. They're nearly double my score. So there is obviously a mechanic trick that people are going to need to find. No Chance here is clearly miles ahead of everyone else. Um, his idea is absolutely wrecking it. And yeah, the Magda buffs are probably going to be really nice, especially for the that first phase. It'd be tempted to see if we can get a Magda um, Magda team going uh, uh, under Morrigan, just to see what goes on there, because obviously I've got Morrigan's exclusive, I've got Morrigan's artifact, um, and obviously that accelerates how quickly she's getting her enhanced bombs out. So I think there's some potential there, but I've got 10 days to play with this. It's a new boss. It's different. It'd be good to know how many of those shields we need to get through to see if it switches again. But yeah, very much a case of getting it. Yeah, I think there's some interesting stuff to play with here, and I think that is enough for tonight. Do tune in again. Do remember to like and subscribe, and yeah, we'll see how this progresses over the next couple of weeks. I imagine that Mad have already worked out the teams for this, and are going to be smashing it into the triple S's when it comes to global. But yeah, this has been fun. It's nice to chat to you guys while I'm playing. So